channel MN Coaching Center. So next topic. So today I'm going to explain History 9 chapter Post-Independent India's Part 2 video explanation. So next topic is let's come to refugee system, refugee crisis. So refugee crisis. Let's come to this. Soon after partition of India, refugee crisis became a huge problem. It became a huge problem to India after partition of India. During the period, millions of people tried to find in either country. So they try to find their jobs and places in either country. In one of the country they are trying to find their job. They have to leave their native place. They have to leave their native place. They have to leave their native place and move to the place where their religion is majority, people is majority. Around 6 million refugees arrived India afterwards. But in 1951, most of the refugees of West Pakistan was taken care as well as. But the crisis of East Pakistan means Bangladesh. East Pakistan continued for many years. The problems continued many years. There was communal violence. After partition. The refugees were coming till 1971. The refugees were coming till 1971. The refugees were coming to India. Bengal Vimochan movement was started. Bengal Vimochan movement was supported by India. Finally liberate Bangladesh, and it could happen war, and the war resulted in 10 lakh refugees arrival. In the arrival of 10 lakh refugees, the war resulted. They were helped by the government of India, Meghalaya, Assam, and other states to find their life in India. They were helped by the government. Life in India, the government helped them. Since most of refugees from Bangladesh know Bengali, so the people who came to India since from Bangladesh, they know Bengali, so they lived in West Bengal. As they know Bengali language. As a result, there was a huge stress on Bengal, because of this. since 1960 since 1960 and 1970, India faced many problems, economic problems, many problems, and it also destroyed the security of India. It also destroyed the security of India. Since till India is trying to give better refugee for them, to give better refugee help for them, refugee for them. Still, India is trying. As the Tibet, people of Tibet arrived India as refugee. So during Nehru time, the Tibet people arrived India, and as you know, the Dalai Lama also arrived India. Around there is 1,20,000 Tibetans refugee in India, as well as government of Karnataka gave 3,000 acres for them, in Bailguppe. Since all this problem, the arrival has encouraged our culture, our culture. This is the problem faced on making of new government. What were the problem faced? Let's know. When independence was declared in August 15th, 1947. Interim government was formed. An interim government was formed during independence. Lord Mountbatten became Governor General of India, as well as Jawaharlal Nehru became the first Prime Minister of India. As you know, Jawaharlal Nehru became first Prime Minister of India. On January 26th, 1950, Constitution was adopted, or Constitution was taken, you can say, or adopted. By the implementation of Constitution, Dr. Rajendra Prasad became President of India. After that, the Constitution declared India as sovereign and democratic country. Constitution declared. Later, 42nd Amendment, the socialist and secular was added. Added in 1976, as well as Government of India followed Independent foreign policy. Independent foreign policy. It has followed independent foreign policy. Its own policy it has followed. As you learned in your foreign policy chapter, India adopted parliamentary type of democracy. Parliamentary type of democracy. India has adopted parliamentary type of democracy. Topic is integration of princely state. There are 562 princely states, while British left. There were 562 princely states when British left. When British left, also we can say. And at the time of partition, three rules were kept. First is joining India, joining Pakistan. Afterwards, remaining independent. So, joining India and joining Pakistan, remaining states are independent. They are independent. During this government of India, through its instrumental of accession, it's instrumental of accession. It's said to princely states. To join the federal government. It said to join India. They gave some special offers to the ruling king. Means they gave some special officers, some special power to the ruling king. Some power to the ruling king who was ruling, as well as later in 1971 it was took back many princely states like Junagadh, Kashmir, and Hyderabad opposed this. That they said they will not join. Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel is called as Iron Man of India. Was successful in joining princely states. He was successful. Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel was successful in joining princely states to Indian federal government. Indian federal government. Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel was successful in joining. So first is, let's know how Junagadh came to India. Junagadh, the Nawab. So there was the Nawab who was ruling that kingdom, ruling that state. Nawab signed an agreement to join state to Pakistan. So he signed an agreement, but the people revolt against him. The people of that place, revolt against that king. Afterwards, the king fled the kingdom. Was the Diwan who was of that kingdom. The Diwan requested requested government of India. So the Diwan requested government of India to see to take a to military to Junagadh to maintain law and order. To maintain law and order, he said to send the military, maintain law and order. Later, Junagadh joined to Indian Federation, Indian Federal. So later it joined to Indian Federal Government. Federal in 1949. So it joined to India in 1949. Next, let's see how Hyderabad was joined to India. So Junagadh was joined by the as the king made some agreement with Pakistan that he will join to that, but the people revolt against him, and the one of that kingdom asked to India to help to give them military army and to help them protect law and order. Later, the Junagadh joined to India in 1949. It was also ruled by Nawab. It was also ruled by Nawab. He did not accept the agreement. He did not accept to join Indian Federal. He wanted to be independent. Indian Federal. He wanted to be independent. So the king now, the Nawab king wanted to be independent. He did not wanted to join for any country. That the farmers revolt against zamindari system. So zamindari system was there in that kingdom. So the farmers revolt against the zamindari system. People angry with cruel army. So with people angry with cruel army, it was called as Razakar. So they may ask what is Razakar means. The people angry and the cruel army was called as Razakar. But the India sent military army to fight against military army of Nawab, and they won and joined it to Indian Federal in 48, and Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel found the solution for this. So Sardar Vallabhbhai found the solution because they were tension how to join Hyderabad to India. They were tension, but finally Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel found the solution for this problem. So next is Jammu Kashmir. How Jammu Kashmir joined to India? Let's see Jammu and Kashmir. So the king Hari Singh, a king of Jammu Kashmir was ruling. Is Hari Singh wanted to be independent. So he was also wanted to be independent. He did not want to join any Indian or any other countries federal. Fearing that that Jammu will join to Indian Federal. Pakistan sent some traders to Kashmir. So by that thinking, they sent some traders to Kashmir, Jammu and Kashmir. So they sent Pakistan sent some traders to Kashmir so that they can hold that Jammu and Kashmir in their hand. So after that they occupied half of the Kashmir, occupied half of the Kashmir. By knowing this, the King Hari Singh accepted to join to join Indian Federal in 1947. He did agreement. Then the Indian military attacked and sent and drive them out and drive them out of Kashmir. No, drive them out of Jammu. So they were coming to Jammu also. So when the King Hari Singh did agreement, joined Indian Federal, so the Indian army gone attacked and they sent them out of the Jammu. As a result, the issue was reported in the issue was reported in UNO. The issue was reported in UNO because the Kashmir they attacked they came to trade and they took the Kashmir. So India reported that they have done mistake. One part of Kashmir is left to Pakistan. So India reported to UNO reporting UNO issued battle cruise in January 1st 1949 and made northeast Kashmir occupied by Pakistan. Continued it, so it left to Pakistan only. Continued it and made it as POK. So POK means Pakistan occupied Kashmir. They made occupied Kashmir. So they made. So this Jammu and Kashmir incident is different from all princely state. Different from all princely state. It is different. Pondicherry, how Pondicherry came to India. So after independence also, the French occupy on Pondicherry, Karikal and Mahe and some other places they hold their occupy still after independence also. All the parties like Congress and Communist and other parties wanted Pondicherry as part of India. So as a result, all the part got integrated to India in 1954, and Pondicherry became Union Territory in 1963. So this is about Pondicherry. Let's last know about Goa. So a movement was held to sustain the occupation of Portuguese on Goa. on Goa, occupied of Portuguese. So Portuguese occupied Goa. They were said to leave though they were vacated Goa. They brought more military from Africa. They to brought many military from Africa and Europe countries. Europe countries. Europe countries. The protest was start in many states of country. In many states of country, and they entered of country, and they entered Goa. They entered Goa and declared Portuguese to leave Goa, to leave or exit Goa in 1955. So exit Goa has became a union territory till 1987 and became a state later. So later it became a state. This reorganization of state on language, reorganization of states on their language. So making of states on their language they are talking is the next topic, last topic. So it was the language to based state was demanded. The language based state was demanded during British rule. To British also. So to British also the people asked to make language based states, but they did not make. After the independence, this demand became more, and after that divide of state on their language was decided after the death of Potti Sri Ramulu, who died in for 54 days hunger for making Vishal Andhra. So he wanted to make a Vishala Andhra. So for that he did a protest and he died. He did a hunger protest. After his death, the demand of language state became more. So they demanded to give their language state also became more. As a result, Andhra Pradesh was found in 1953, and in 1953 National State Commission reorganization of State Commission was found. Later it was found, and Mr. Fazil Ali became the president. Became president of this commission, as well as K.M. Panikar and Kunjur. K.M. Panikar and Kunjur became the members. They became members of this reorganization of state commission. Members of this commission. This commission brought brought reorganization of State Commission Act. Commission State Commission Act was brought. This act 14 states and 6 union territories was formed. So state reorganization of state committee, not it is State Reorganization Act. It is State Reorganization Act was brought, and Kannada talking people was living in many state. After that, in October 14th, 1947, Mysore state was formed. As you all know, Mysore state was formed in October 14, 1947. Mysore state was formed after that, and they formed Akhila Karnataka Rajya Nirmana Kshetra Nirmana Parishad was demanded to make Kannada as language. So they demanded Akhila Karnataka Rajya Nirmana Parishad demanded that to make Kannada as the language of state. Finally, in 1956, Vishala Mysuru came to exist. Vishala Mysuru came into existence. After that, in 1973, it was renamed as Karnataka. So now there are 29 states and 7 union territories in India, including Delhi. There are 7 union territories and 29 states in India, including Delhi. So this was your chapter, Post-Independent India. So don't forget to watch the description of this video. I will put the link, these pages I will make it PDF and put the link in the description.